In today's video, I want to talk about something that is very, very important on this journey towards the manifestation of your desires. Okay, and that's the stage 2 of manifestation. If you're part of my Facebook group, which if you're not, click the link in the description box below and join for free. It's a valuable resource on this journey. Okay, but you always hear me say in my Facebook group, when people ask questions about why things are falling apart sometimes or why things are so difficult, I always talk about how on this manifestation journey, you are stuck in stage 2, if that is occurring to you, when things are actually seemingly falling apart and all these obstacles are coming out of nowhere. And knowing what stage, all the 3 stages of manifestation, I have made a video previously about it, but knowing about these 3 stages and especially knowing how to navigate stage 2 of manifestation is so crucial if you ever want to create what you desire. Okay, so in this video, I'll just break down the entire process again of the 3 stages, and especially stage 2. We'll dive deeper into stage 2 and how to navigate this stage and not fall victim to the stage 2 and compromise the manifestations that you've been working so hard on. So I'll say again and again and again, when you choose a new reality, meaning when you create a new intention and you start moving towards it, you have to be very solid in your conviction that that version of you, that reality, right? The new you that you have chosen, the new reality that you have chosen is more who you are than this current version that has manifested. Reality and yourself, okay? You have to be firm in your conviction. You cannot just play around with this. You cannot just dabble in creating your own reality. You have to be very firm in your conviction that, okay, this is something new that I've chosen. I am the infinite creator of my life, out of which I have, within which I have infinite potential, infinite possible realities and versions of myself that I can choose from. And now that I have chosen this new version of myself, whether that be you being affluent, abundant, living in a certain reality where you have a certain physical manifestation or maybe a quality, like a personality trait that you don't currently possess in your current version, whatever it may be. When that I've chosen this new version, this new reality, and that is actually more me than this. Because why? Because I desire it. Desire is what connects you to that reality and is showing you that that is where your expansion lies. So in a sense, that reality is actually equally as you are in this moment, right? It is equally you. However, I say that it is more who you are because this is the way towards your expansion. If your desire is leading you to that reality, that is the way to your expansion. So it is, in a sense, more you than this current reality that you have already lived out completely. Okay? You have already extracted what you wanted to extract from it. But here's the thing. When you start to move towards that new reality with this intention of manifesting this new particular personality trait or this physical manifestation, now all your current beliefs, right? All the belief systems you've bought into, all of the limitation and lack and all that stuff that you still have within, maybe you're not conscious of it, most likely you're not conscious of it, all that stuff that you still have within is going to start presenting itself. Because why? Because all that stuff has to be dealt with and disidentified with before you can move to that new reality. Because think about it. How can you ever manifest a version of yourself that is affluent and abundant if you harbor all of these limiting beliefs about lack, money, lack of money and poverty and all that stuff? These beliefs have to become aware of these beliefs, and then you have to transcend them by believing something new in order to move to that new reality. And this is what I call stage 2. So stage 1 is simply you setting an intention and starting to move towards your goal. Stage 2 is where now that you're on this process, right? Maybe the second day or the second week that you're moving towards this goal, your limiting beliefs will start presenting themselves to you. How? They will literally physically manifest in your life. So maybe your partner questions you, your goal. Maybe someone says something about how you'll never be able to achieve your goal. Or maybe you look in your bank account and there's like no money left. Or some crazy bill just comes out of nowhere, which tries to push you back into this current reality and these beliefs of lack. Or maybe you get hurt, or maybe you start doubting yourself. Or maybe just things just don't seem right and you're like, oh my God, and then you get so scared and then you go right back into your shell again of your old beliefs. So you see, your limiting beliefs will present themselves to you in their physical manifestations, in the physical versions of themselves. So you have to be wise enough in those moments to wake up and realize that, oh, this isn't what reality actually is. This is simply just my beliefs, all the old stuff that I was subscribed to presenting itself so that I can become aware of it, let it go of it, and then move on to what I want to create. However, what mostly happens is that, let's say someone wants to manifest a reality where they have more money. Now they're moving towards that reality with all this confidence, yet all their old limiting beliefs that have to be dealt with start presenting themselves in their physical reality. So now what happens is that they go right back into those states of fear, anxiety, lack, limitation, and they start believing all the old things that they have believed in before. And they start to react to all the physical manifestations as they would have with the old identity, the old version of themselves, because they're so very identified with those beliefs. So it seems like their well-being is at stake. Oh, if I'm not able to pay this bill, then how am I going to make it through? I'm not meant to achieve my goals. I'm not meant to achieve my dreams. All of those things come up and then they just start giving all of their attention to them and they just go right back. And then their reality comes back to a calm, whatever it was before. But you see, like, if you want to make it to the other side, you have to make it through that phase of all of these limiting beliefs coming up without reacting to them. But instead, replacing that reaction with the knowledge and the awareness that you are the creator of your life, you are infinite potential, you have chosen something new, and now you are moving towards that something new, and simply seeing everything for what it is, which is just your old limiting beliefs showing up. And as real as these situations might seem, where you might lose your house or your securities at stake, all as real as these situations might seem, realize them to be simply smoke and mirrors, empty reflections of your old beliefs. And if you don't give them your constant attention in a negative, problematic way, if you stop looking at them as problems and obstacles, then they will cease to be problems and obstacles for you. If you simply, in that stage 2 of manifestation, if you remain firmly convinced that you are that new reality, that abundance that you have chosen, not hoped for or dreamed for, but that you have chosen, if you just stay in that conviction rather than giving your attention to all of these limiting things, then you will truly start to move towards those things in a magical, crazy way. And it can also be just a logical way. Things just work out randomly, right, on a physical level. But all of these problems that you would have kind of allowed to bring you back into your shell will just cease to exist. It's not like they will just vanish like that. They may, however, more likely a practical solution will just come across and you will just continue to move forward. So you see, in stage 2, you have to remain balanced. You cannot react. Okay? I have a quote back there, which I've also shared before, but it says, how quickly something manifests physically is sometimes dependent on how you react to things that seemingly contradict your chosen creation. The next steps after assuming a new creation is not receiving manifestation. Don't wait, but instead reacting to the unwanted in a new way. So when the unwanted things present themselves, react to them in a new way, in a way that your new identity would. So in case of money, if all of these limiting things are coming up, like you having no money left or a financial situation presenting itself where it's it's threatening your financial situation, deal with it like the perspective of you who has a lot of money would. Yes, you may not have the physical money at this time to pay all those bills and whatnot, but at least you can create that attitude. And that is the challenge right there. So some people are like, no, I can't create that attitude. Well, that is how much are you willing to wake up to the fact that yes, you can create that attitude? How much are you willing to wake up in those moments and realize that you are the creator of your state rather than having it controlled from the outside? The degree to which you are willing to wake up and react to the unwanted in a new way will be the exact proportionate degree to which you actually manifest your new reality. Most people, they intend for something new. All these things come up, right? They're just waiting for their manifestation, but then they don't see it, so they just go right back, right? And then they can continue to create that regular reality that they're comfortable with. Now, what you have to do is create that new intention, start moving towards it. When all these things present themselves, stay firmly based in your new reality and keep reacting to everything in a new way. Don't react in a negative way to all these obstacles. Simply take them as par for the course. Everything that is happening is somehow leading you to the manifestation of your desired reality. Wake up and realize that. And the more you're able to do it, the more you will start seeing the evidence of this entire 3-stage process. And once you start seeing the evidence and you start to literally experientially feel this, right now I'm just telling you this, but you have to put it into practice. Once you put it into practice and you experience this, you will become convinced that that is how things are. You'll become convinced that, oh, this situation that seems so real, by me not giving it my constant attention and staying firmly based in my new identity, this situation somehow just randomly got dealt with somehow. Right? A solution presented itself and this situation was no longer a problem for me. It's all about your willingness to believe in these principles and your willingness to put these principles into practice. It's very easy to hear about them. It's very easy to hear about other people doing them. But once it comes to your turn to practice them, because now things are on the line, it seems like, oh, my financial well-being is on the line. My all the physical things like my house and my car, all these things are on the line. My reputation with other people is on the line. Now, if you continue to let those things control you, then you will continue to stay manifesting the same reality, similar reality. But if you rise above those things and act like the new you, be the new you, embody that energy of the new you, then you will manifest that new reality. So stage 2 is so crucial. Do not let stage 2 have its way with you. Instead, wake up and realize that you can manipulate stage 2. You can simply move through stage 2 seamlessly while staying balanced and then manifest the reality you want. Even if it's little by little, do it. Do it to your proportion. Now, just to end with a couple of examples, like I'm constantly dealing with stage 2. Ever since the beginning of my journey, I have pushed myself further and further to see if the universe will come support me. So, in the very beginning, it was just me in the summer vacation of my college, like letting go of everything and just traveling alone for a summer. And that might not seem like anything big to you, but at the time, I was much more scared. I was much more reserved. I was not outgoing like the person I am today. And that was a big step for me. And making that trip to figure out who I was, even though I had no security or like no confirmation that I would figure out what I wanted to do with my life, still taking that trip, that was very scary for me, but the universe came to support me. Okay. And now after that, when I wanted to not completely get away from my career in finance and just go my own way while actually knowing nothing about if I was going to make it work with all of this that I'm doing today. All of this didn't exist. The idea of it didn't even exist. But still taking that leap of faith in myself that if I just go for it, if I follow my heart and follow this breadcrumb trail of my passion, things will unfold and the universe will come to support me. it did come to support me. But on the way, I'm not going to lie, you know, I didn't even know about stage 2 back then, right? And so many times my fears have taken me over. So many times I have kind of limited myself and went back to my old reality. But still constantly just staying balanced, working on my state of being and being more non-physically focused and physically focused has served me to come to this point. And now I'm to this point where I know about stage 2 and I know about all these things, and I'm pushing myself even further in different ways, which I can't wait to share with you. And in a very near future, I'm actually starting this new series on my channel that I can't wait to share it with you. And it has to do with this, you know, pushing your limits, expanding your boundaries, and just chartering off into new realms and going past your fears, you know, expanding yourself, forcing this expansion. Or not necessarily forcing it, allowing it to happen. You actually force yourself to stay in the shell. You don't have to force the expansion, you simply have to follow it. So more to come on that later. So I'll give you real life examples as well, and you'll actually see them. I'll vlog my experience. But for now, take this knowledge and practice it. Telling you again and again, it's great to hear about it, but you have to practice it in order to have it become real for you. And then you won't need these videos. You won't need to be convinced that all this stuff is real. You will simply know it because it will be experientially true for you, and your mind will accept it. All right, so go on and practice this now. If you want to learn more about this 3-stage process, click the link in my description box below and watch my free accelerated reality masterclass, which is like an hour-long training, which I walk you through this entire process of accelerating the time between a desire and its manifestation. And I go through the 3 stages in that training as well. So definitely go check that out, all right? But other than that, just give me a thumbs up if you found this video valuable. Let me know in the comment section below how you're planning on using this knowledge, how you are planning on implementing this and practicing it. And subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next video.